2019 Country Rugby League semi-final, or semi-finals a week after next, aren't they?
Yeah, sure are.
And then we've got the final in Mudgee. Now we're just waiting for the official team list. Is there any? Do you know if there's any changes to the profile? Downton.
Yeah, they call us Downtown.
Downtown.
You probably heard it on the bar TV.
It's the Maitland Sports Ground and it is the Andrew Johns Cup. Good morning everybody and welcome along. This is the Newcastle Knights here today taking on the North Coast Bulldogs. We'll go through the sides fairly shortly, but I've got the president of the Sawtell Footy Club with me right now, Darren Downton. And Darren, a beautiful morning ahead here in Maitland. Good morning to you.
Oh, mate, this is going to be a great clash between these two clubs. The young side from the North Coast Bulldogs, the Group 2 and the Group 3 against the Newcastle Knights. Mate, I'm right before this is going to be a great clash between the young sides.
Mate, your boys last week, what a win over the Tigers, 26-12, and I understand that the Tigers were undefeated coming into that match.
Mate, like I said, these bunch of boys has come from a country rugby league, and the Tigers are a great little side too. But I think a bit of determination from these Bulldogs boys, we got across the line, which made me happy.
So there's still a faint possibility that you guys can make the semi-finals? I understand you need to win today, and I also understand that the Tigers need to lose.
Yeah, we've got to win today, and the Tigers got to lose, and they're playing a quality side today as well. So as long as our boys get up, at the end of the day, as long as they're having fun out there and they're being competitive, mate, all the parents of the Bulldogs and the Newcastle are proud of wherever the boys get to at the end, mate.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Well, I mean, there's a lot of listeners right across New South Wales as we see the teams about to come out onto the field. There's Regan Glover from the Valentine Ellie Barner Club for the Newcastle Knights, and of course the captain of the Bulldogs is Donovan. What a match last week. 3 tries over the Tigers. Inspirational fullback.
Malachi Donovan, he's just a class of his own, mate. I've been watching him for a few years now. He's part of the Sawtell Football Club too for the juniors. But yeah, he's a class player. There's a few boys out here from the Sawtell juniors, mate. So everybody from home, start watching these boys from the Group 2 and the Group 3s. But yeah, Malachi, he'll lead them right through to the end, mate.
Okay, let's go through the Newcastle Knights as they'll take to the field today. At fullback is Tyler Moody. On the wings is Elms and also Nathan Roberts. The 3 and 4 is Thomas and Charlie Thompson. The 6 and 7 is Liam Brown and Cooper Taylor. And the forwards is Peel Jones, Jordan Jones and Max Jones, brothers. Cordy Schultz-Ralph, Riley Cullen and Regan Glover. The interchange bench of the Knights looks this way. Kuro, Cromonti, Cottrell, McNicky and Fitzhenry. And of course they're coached by Joel Penny. For the Bulldogs, we think this is the lineup. We're pretty sure it is. Mate, I'd love you to take us through it.
Okay, I don't know all these boys, but I know a few of them. Malachi Donovan in number 1, O'Shea in number 2, Mitchell Clark in number 3, Tyrell Dungay in number 4, Bailey Thompson number 5, the legend himself, Timmy Bull in number 6, Riley Cribb in number 7, Damon Allison in number 8, Grady Spokes number 9, Travis Downton in number 10, Joey Mitchell in number 11, Jackson in number 12 and Ben in number 13. The number 14 is Joe, the number 15 is Bailey, the number 16 is Riley and the number 17 is Ray and the number 18 is Lachlan.
And of course our referee today going around in this clash, it's Peter Evans. Touch judges are Isaac El Hassan and Braden Hunt. So the Newcastle Knights are 5th on the competition ladder. They've played 4 as we see the Knights come away with the football in the first set of 6. They've won 1 and they've lost 3, whilst for the Bulldogs, they're in 3rd position of the ladder. 1-2, lost 1 and drawn 1. And there's the first knock on for the Knights, just a couple of metres inside the Bulldogs' territory. Mate, overall, the competition, it's been pretty solid.
Mate, yeah, it's been really good. I've watched all the games so far that I can for the Bulldogs. But yeah, there's, it's quality boys. These are the best of the best in country rugby league in New South Wales. So, everybody should get out and get them, to watch these boys. These are our new superstars for the NRL, hopefully in the coming years to come, mate.
Exactly. Of course, a nice win last night for the Newcastle Knights over the Cronulla Sharks in front of a crowd around 21,000. So opportunity now for the Dogs. They're right on the halfway line. This is their first real attacking opportunity with the football here this morning, and that's the 40-metre line. And there's Regan Glover from Valentine Elibana. Very strong lock. Big reps on him. As we see now, the ball comes back to Allison. I understand he's from this team, it's Sawtell, Kempsey, Port Macquarie, Wingham, all around that region.
Oh, mate, like I said, there's a lot of quality footballers up there. That was a bit of a knock on there from Timmy Bull. Unlucky there, Timmy. But yeah, there's a lot of quality footballers up there, young footballers, and all these selectors should be watching these boys, because this is the next quality that we're going to have in our NRL.
So we're live on Bar TV Sports and also the Country Rugby League Facebook page this morning. A big day ahead up here at the Maitland Sports Ground. We've got the Andrew Johns Cup coming your way right now. They will go into the Lorry Daily Cup, then we'll go into the Women's Country Championships, and then we'll follow things off with the men's under 23. So a plethora of rugby league right here in the Hunter Valley today. So Newcastle just short of the halfway line. That's Jones from dummy half, finding Brown, cuts out 1. Now Nathan Roberts has got to go back and pick it up. He's been collared into the ground there by Tyman from Kempsey. Brown again from Cessnock. They come short. Cromartie now tucks it under his arm and takes it down to the 40.
Great tackle there from Travis Doughton and Grady Spokes.
They're up quickly on the Knights, and they have to. They know that that's the last tackle now. Signalled there by Peter Evans off the boot of Taylor. Little kick over the top. Can he get it back? No, he can't. But McNichol from the Knights absolutely cleans up. One of your boys are on their own 10-metre line.
Yeah, that was Malachi Dolan on that save. Malachi is our fullback. He's, like I said at the beginning, he's a quality player. So can't wait to see what these boys do now. They've got the quality of the ball. They've got 6 to go. See what they can do with his ball.
As I said, 3 tries, a hat-trick of tries. That's just phenomenal. Doesn't matter what level of rugby league you play, but let alone over the Tigers last week, picking up a hat-trick, bagging a hat-trick, a phenomenal effort. And as you say... There
you goes, Travis.
Yeah,
he lost the ball. Come on, boy, hold on to that ball. Go on, Bulldogs.
So what did the coach have to tell the Chargers throughout the week? I guess coming off a big win against the Tigers, camaraderie is pretty high this week.
These boys have been playing in the Group 2 and Group 3 for a long time, so they all know each other. We're pretty close to from anywhere from Woolgoolga down to I think it's Taree. So we know a lot of these boys and play against these boys a lot. So these boys have got a lot of camaraderie, and they look forward to playing against each other and with each other every week, mate.
Yeah, gelling well, aren't they? As you'd expect, as the Knights now come forward. This is Peel. He's big, he's strong. He's from Cessnock. You'd expect that. And it's the first try to the Knights. They lead by 4 points to 0.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky there. The Bulldogs moved out of the way from him and just let him get through there. So they just got to push up in that little middle part and, and help each other and just back each other as they go.
So Addison Peel barnstorming his way over. Big number 8. Spoke to Joel Penny throughout the weekend. Like everybody here, aspirations to go on and play Jersey Flag and SG Ball in the New South Wales Rugby League competition. And they couldn't speak any higher then Addison Peel, and of course Liam Brown, who also plays for Cessnock, and Cooper Taylor, who hails from the Western Suburbs region here in Newcastle, one of the pinnacle clubs in our Newcastle Rugby League competition. So a brilliant start for the Knights after only a couple of minutes. First try from Addison Peel, and here's the kick from right in front of the post, and Thomas bangs it home straight over the black dot. So 6 points to nil here on the Country Rugby League scoreboard on a fantastic Rugby League day up here in the Hunter Valley. And I've got to say, the pinnacle standouts, no doubt, the Western Rams and the Northern Riverside, undefeated still in 2019, and of course the Rams are the 2018 defending premiers. Let's see if they can go back-to-back this season. So there goes the kick downfield, and the Knights on the bring back. They tuck it under their arm and charge back out to the 20. This is live and exclusive right here on the Country Rugby League website, powered by Bar TV Sports here in Newcastle, as Brown comes short, finding Jones. Another one from Valentine Elibana. 7 players in the Newcastle side from Valentine Elibana. There's Taylor kicking over the top of Donovan. It's a fantastic kick. That's the in-goal area they've got to get back out of. And the Knights' kick chase has been sensational on that occasion.
That was a great kick from the Newcastle Knights there, turning the Bulldogs around. The Bulldogs have just got to, muscle up here and see what they can do in the next set of 6.
Heavy stuff. You'd expect that here in the Country Rugby League representative season. Don't forget, all roads lead to Mudgee on the 6th of April for the big grand final day. And the semi-finals will kick off on the 30th of March. So the Dogs to the halfway line, stabbing it in towards touch. And Tyler Moody from Western Suburbs here in Newcastle doesn't want to even go after that. He sees a dribble over the touch line, 20 metres out from their own goal line.
Yeah, that was a nice kick from the Bulldogs, just to give them a bit of a breathing space. They've been on, Newcastle have been on attack for a while, so that just gives them a bit of time to just regroup again and see what they can do in the next set of 6.
Bailey Thompson from Kempsey. I was watching the game pretty intensely last week, and gee whiz, he didn't put a foot wrong, and he's very safe under that high ball, isn't he?
Mate, Kempsey is in the group too. They, for the first time in a long time, the Kempsey become the minor premiers last year. Sawtell juniors came out in the under-15s, and they have for the last 6 years. So it's a credit to the Kempsey club and what their players are doing and stuff like that. So they've definitely got great quality players in that club.
Electrifying speed last week shown by Tyrrell Dungay, shows plenty of pace as Newcastle look to show plenty of pace, but not on that occasion. Nathan Roberts finds himself barrelled over the sideline, right on the halfway line.
That was a great cover tackle there from the Bulldogs. Kane's another quality player for the Bulldogs. Last week he had a sensational game. This week he seems to have come back here and had another sensational game this week. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him, what he can do. But Tyrrell Dungay, mate, he is quick, mate. Don't blink your eyes, because if you blink your eyes, mate, he'll be gone and you won't even see him.
And on the other wing, of course, is O'Shea Tyman. Also picked up a try last week.
O'Shea, yeah, O'Shea's another quality player. Like I said, come from the Kempsey Shark. Here goes Travis Doughton running the ball. Great run there from the young number 10, Travis Doughton.
So back away from Cribb. They now find centre 3/4. It's Mitchell Clark from Warhope. So opportunity now for the Bulldogs. That's the 20. They're about to go inside. That's Ben Brennan from Port Macquarie. This will help their cause. Newcastle not back to 10. Penalty right in front, 20 metres out from the Newcastle goal line.
That just gives the Bulldogs a bit of time down in their area. Now see what the Bulldogs can do.
So that's Allison, and Damon takes it to the 20. So 6 points to nil. Early try for Newcastle's Addison Peel.
Great run there from number 10 again. See what they can do here in this set of 6.
They're pressing the Newcastle line, as we can see there. They're only 8-4, now 2 metres out, right on the goal line. They go from dummy half. Can they get there?
That's Grady Spokes.
From Sawtell.
Grady Spokes, he's our number 9 from Sawtell. Great little player. He had a knee reconstruction last year, so he's coming back from that. So I wish Grady all the well. But yeah, another quality, great player, mate. He does that for our club each week in and out, and you know, they got to watch that.
They will have to watch that. That caught Newcastle off guard. It's Grady Spokes. He knew what he was on about, burrowing from dummy half, and just backed his ability and backed his strength, and over he went. But the Bulldogs are on the scoreboard. It's 6-4. Kick now from 10 to the left-hand side of the goalpost. We've got a ball game here. 18 minutes remaining in the first half.
And this kid can kick. This is O'Shea. He can kick, mate. He's a quality kicker. He hasn't missed many from as we've been playing right through this John's Cup. So here we go. Oh, unlucky on that one, but oh well. We get them, we miss them.
That is the commentator's worst curse.
Yeah, I know. I probably did that, but like I said, these boys are a good bunch of boys, and you know, I'm here to try and pick them up a little bit. So sorry about that, O'Shea, but he'll get the next one.
We're here, of course, at the home of the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers here in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. The stadium 2 years into the making of the renew development as the Dogs bring it back. And Jordan Jones is there. That's a 20-metre line. They get in contact with us via Facebook or on Twitter. The hashtag handle is John's Cup. So hashtag John's Cup, hashtag Daily Cup. Also the CRL Women's hashtag is up and running. And later today we'll have the hashtag of CRL U23S and the 23s to round off proceedings here today. So a huge day of rugby league right here on Bar TV Sports in association with the Country Rugby League. So we've got time off here from our referee, Peter Evans.
Looks like the number 10's got to go have a bit of a blood bin. He's got a bit of an injury there. They're coming out to have a look at him. But I'd like to thank Bar TV, especially for us country people, you know, from Coffs Harbour right through the different areas that we can sit down, and if we can't get to the matches, we can actually see, you know, some of our kids, our grandkids and nephews, and, you know, playing wonderful football. So yeah, I'd like to thank Bar TV for having this highlights of all the games. So congratulations, guys.
Well, it all started in 2014. First live stream of the Newcastle Rugby League, and it's gone on from there. So there's the scrum being packed, as you can see on your laptop or your iPhone, or even you've got it projected up onto your big screen in your lounge room. They're 35 metres out from the opposition's line as Brown finding the big number 4 in Charlie Thompson. Nice left foot step. Tackled over the top there from the captain in Donovan. As Jones now works it to the right-hand side of the field, back to Glover. He's strong, he's hard, and he's determined to get beyond the 20. Plays it back again to Jones, out at wider to Brown. Brown finding Taylor. Western Suburbs product offloads the pass. Moody, quick hands. This is lovely. This is Thompson inside the 10, and he's going to be wrapped up. They're about 5 metres out from the Bulldogs line, looking for their second try. Not coming. Addison Peel wanted it, couldn't come up with it. But Newcastle get the football back, and they're on the attack here, 10 metres out from the Bulldogs line. 6 more tackles for Newcastle. And Crow Marty from Western Suburbs here in Newcastle, straight underneath the black dot. 10 points to 6 with a kick to come.
And it looks like there's a couple of injuries out there for the Bulldog boys, for the number 10, and looks like a bit of a head knock there for Grady Spokes as well. So hopefully the boys will recover from this.
Yeah. That young bloke down? Oh, hope he's okay. He's just getting back up now. He's out there with the trainer, as you can see from our wide shot, just coming across the face of the goal mouth there on the far left.
Yeah, it looks like he got a knock to either the hip or something there. So yeah, that's my young fellow. I hope he's all right.
So the Knights coming into this contest last week, Parramatta absolutely put the sword through them by 32 points to 4. It all started back for the Knights back in round 1, going down by 30 points to the Titans. 30-point loss to the Tigers in round 2. The Knights have only had the one victory, and that was an absolute thumping of the Roosters in round 3 by 40 points to 10. So there's the conversion. Over it goes again. And the Maitland Sports Ground has seen plenty of tries in the opening 15 minutes of this match to kick things off here in the 2019 CRL representative fixture day. When did you guys come down, mate? Was it?
Yeah, I come down early this morning, mate. I had to work last night, so you know, I left at 5 o'clock this morning to come down here and watch this.
Yep.
There's a lot of, you know, people that have come from the northern part, from the Bulldogs, grandparents and parents that have come down here to watch from, you know, Coffs Harbour, Woolgoolga, and all the different areas. So, you know, we try and travel around with the kids as much as we possibly can, so they've got someone to look at and, you know, feel a bit comfortable when they're playing their football, mate, you know.
I mean, as far as numbers and registrations go up in your region, it's pretty strong in the rugby league circles?
Yeah, it's different every year. At Sawtell, you know, we have got the biggest club. I think we had over 300 kids last year, and it looks like we're going to have the same this year. So, as a Sawtell football club, you know, we're definitely doing all right in the junior ranks. Others are struggling in different areas, in different age groups. So we'll see what we can do. But they're definitely a great area up there to play rugby league.
So it's the last tackle now for the Knights. That looked a little bit forward, referee.
Definitely forward, that one.
So play on, and now he'll call it up. Yeah, that was a couple of metres.
Yeah, that was definitely forward, that one. Definitely, we're sitting in the commentary box here, and we've seen that one. So you know. But they've pulled it up, so we'll see what happens here and we'll see what the Dogs can do with the ball now.
So what do we have to do in those regional areas to encourage more participants, you think, to come through and play rugby league? I mean, is it the same across the board? Is it the same as what we're experiencing here in Newcastle up there? I mean, there's so many other options these days. Is it just the case of too many options for youngsters these days?
Well, when I was a kid, there wasn't so many options, you know, and, you know, I come from a town, you know, from the Grasshopper area, Mungandai, you know, and all we did was play football, mate. So now they've got soccer and all the other different codes and AFL, so there's a lot of different kids, and there's not many kids can go around. So, you know, yeah, I'm not sure what they've got to do. I think, you know, rugby league speaks for itself, you know, and if you either love rugby league or you don't, you know what I mean? So, you know, there's kids out there that, you know, probably have never played it, but they give it a go, and that's all we want to do, you know, have a bit of fun and play rugby league, mate.
Mate, from that region, would you say the Newcastle Knights feature prominently? Is that pretty much the home side for a lot of the North Coast people, or do they sort of gravitate towards the Gold Coast or open slather?
I know a lot of different people in that area, and there's all clubs, mate. There's from the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs to the Melbourne Storm to Broncos to, you know, whoever. I'm a St George supporter, so go the Dragons in 2019. But you know, they're all from all different areas, mate, and different places. So you know, it's good to have that bit of commentary up in Coffs Harbour, especially when you go, you know, to different areas. Malachi Dublin taking the ball at the moment. You always can tell Malachi Donovan because that orange headgear, you can't miss him.
Speed to burn from the back. So that's the 30-metre line. 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
That was a great tackle there for Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, that was
See what they can do.
Fitzhenry over the top. This is Whitby. Daley down to the 10. May get a penalty here.
He did definitely get a penalty there.
Just telling Liam Brown from Cessnock to drop off. So the Bulldogs, opportunity to attack. Only 10 metres out from the Newcastle line. Allison tucks it under his arm and takes it inside the 10. So Spokes finding Cribb. Good ball back on the inside, even nicer tackle there from McNichol. Cribb again.
Yeah, great defence there from the Newcastle line.
Spokes comes out wide. Bull giving it away. Donovan shows and goes. Brings a roar from the crowd. It's the fourth tackle. They won't get them that time. Straight over the dot. That's how you respond. Try time to the Dogs.
That was great eyes from Grady Spokes there. I thought he was going to go the other way, but he's seen an opening on the right-hand side, so well done, Grady.
The Knights tried desperately to stop them, but they were just determined to go all the way. And Spokes again. That's his second try of the day.
Oh, that's, yeah, like I said, Grady Spokes is a quality player. He's got a good eye for football, mate, and being our number 9, he's got good direction and he's got eyes open all the time. So, you know, the Bulldogs will be running off Grady all day. If it's not him, it'll be the Malachi Donovan standing at the back. But all the players, right from number 1 right down to number 18, you know, they'll be all running off the Grady Spokes. So.
She again at the kicking duties.
I'm not saying anything this time.
This time he drills it right over that black dot. So 6 points in the end of the Dogs.
Like I said, O'Shea's a great player. I've noticed him growing up for the last 3 to 5 years now. So in the Kempsey area, so yeah, he's another quality side that all selectors should be looking at, mate. You know, he's quality winger, fast, but he's also good with the boot as well.
The other games today in the CRL, we've got the Tigers taking on the Titans. That game is up at Armidale. Got the Rams and the Tigers out at Bathurst. The Roosters and the Colts at Wyong as the Dogs. Tremendous effort to get back into the field of play.
Again, O'Shea, that speed he's got. Well, no, they're going to push him back out. I know the Bulldogs are lucky there.
The Knights defence trying to capture the Dogs here inside their own 20 on this occasion. So far, so good for the Newcastle Knights. As coming out of dummy half, this time it's Clark, hailing from Warhope. As they look to spin it through the middle of the field. Trying to get away there from Taylor. Pop the pass out the back. They've gone from one side to the other. Keeping it alive. Enterprising play there by the North Coast.
Yeah, they're just trying to throw it around a bit, trying to, muck around a little bit with the football, see what they can open up, see if they can get around this Newcastle side, because they certainly can't go up the middle. So, yeah, no, we'll just see what they're doing, mate, see if they can get around the outside. The Bulldogs are just still working out their little feet at the moment. With 6 minutes to go in the first half, they'll definitely come back in the next 6 minutes or in the next half, mate. You watch, they'll get there, find their feet, but this is quality Newcastle side.
So in other games today, Illawarra South Coast Dragons taking on the Riverina Bulls. That's out at Fig Tree. And in Queanbeyan, the Colts play the Penrith Panthers as Thompson looking to put the big palm there into time and got the pass out the back to Roberts. And inside the 20 he goes. So 18 out. Back to Glover. Schultz-Relf from the Macquarie Scorpions. Inside the 10 as Jones finds Taylor. Taylor out the back to Moody. Goes himself and scores for the Knights. Oh, the fullback. Lightning quick. demonstrated perfectly there by the local product from the Western Suburbs, Rosellas.
No, that was great hands from the Newcastle Knights there to score in the corner over there. Yeah, the Bulldogs have got to start pulling up on the sides there and just marking their men. But this Newcastle Knight, there's definitely a quality playing bunch out here. Yeah, I wonder what the trainers and the coaches are saying to the Bulldogs at the moment.
And if you were the coach, what do you think he's saying?
Mate, they've just got to push up in the different areas. Just back each other. They seem to be going one out at the moment, and that's not the way the Bulldogs play. They seem to all back each other. So I see there's a couple more replacements coming from the Doggies, so that'll give them a bit more hope on the field at the moment. But yeah, they've just got to push up in both areas, and Malachi Donovan through the back, he can't be in everywhere. So they've just got to help each other, mate. That's what they've got to do. Oh, we'll see if we get this kick at the moment. Do I put the rockers on him? No, I don't want to put the rockers on him. But Newcastle, he definitely missed it. I'm not going to say anything to these boys kicking anymore. That's the commentator's curse, I think.
Let's go around the grounds in the Johns Cup. We've got a score coming through. The Titans are leading by 18 points to 4 over the Tigers.
Wow.
18-4 in the Johns Cup. The Tigers are behind by 14 points.
Wow. Mate, that Titans group, we played them a couple of weekends ago, and they're a quality side up there, right? I don't know what they're putting in the water up there on the Gold Coast and them areas up there, but, well, they are definitely a quality side up there.
The Rams leading the Tigers. Yeah, it's all happening.
Bit of a mistake there for the Newcastle Knights.
Try and get other scores through as well. Looks like the Bulls are leading the Dragons by 12 points to 10. Absolutely pouring down at Maury Breen Oval, would you believe? The Colts are leading the CCRL side by 12 points to 10. And back here, it's the Knights leading by 16 points to 10. So just repeating those scores. The Colts leading by 12 points to 10 at Maury Breen Oval. The Bulls leading by 12 points to 10 over the Dragons. The Rams to 8, 20 to 0, and Titans leading by 18 points to 4. So as the Dogs are on the attack, looking to get back into this match.
If you're in the Newcastle Maiden area, get out here. There's no rain out here, and there's some quality football happening. Come out and see the 16s and the 18s, the 23s, and the girls play today. That's a great day out here at Maitland.
Are you feeling impressive with the new stadium we've got up here?
Mate, this is the first time I've actually seen it. So, it's quality football ground. The playing surface looks great, mate. I wish I could take this playing surface back up to Sawtell. It looks the goods, mate. So, well done to the Maitland team.
Seen a bit of footy in the off-season. In the pre-season, the Knights hosted their trial here a few weeks ago against the Cronulla Sharks. Got thumped on that occasion and came back and redeemed themselves well in the first round of the NRL last night. 21,000 people at McDonald Jones Stadium. We've got a decent crowd here too this morning watching our Andrew Johns Cup. I'd say a crowd up around 1,000 or so, and they'll come and go right throughout the day. So I'd say they'd be fairly happy. The Country Rugby League with the attendances right throughout the CRL representative season this year. We see a penalty to the Knights, and Cooper Taylor, that's him there in 7, just identifying which way to thump that kick in towards touch. He says, let's kick it out towards the eastern side of the field. And not a bad find.
That was touch, a great kick from the number 7. Bit of distance for the Newcastle.
Picked up 20 solid metres there for the Newcastle. So 16 points to 10 on the Country Rugby League scoreboard, powered by Bar TV Sports. As we see now, Taylor comes short to Glover. Inside the 20 he goes. Comes back again to Jones from Valentine Elibana. Brown comes short. Schultz Rilf, big palm. Oh, it's come off the leg there of Thompson, and it's gone the ground 10 metres out.
Mate, that was unlucky for the Newcastle Knights there. They had the numbers in the corner there, the quality of play there. The ball just didn't stick for them. So, bad luck for the Newcastle boys. They're definitely pushing these Bulldogs around the paddock, so the Bulldogs better start watching, these different edges and stuff like that. So, there's, like I said just a minute ago, there's this Newcastle Knights side have got a lot of quality footballers. I think a lot of these guys are actually connected to the Newcastle Knights too, so that's well done to the Newcastle Knights for picking up all these young juniors.
Exactly, so that's half-time up here at the Maitland Sports Ground in the 2019 CRL Rep season. It's the final regular season clash as we get into semi-final football, and it's 16 points to 10 at half-time. In other grounds, the Titans leading the Tigers by 24 points to 6. The Rams going along quite nicely as well. They're up by a huge margin. The Bulls 12 over the Dragons 10. And it looks like the Colts are at half-time leading the Central Coast side by 12 points to 10. So both of the sides are going back up the tunnel. They'll get instructions from their coach and they'll be back out for the second half. So we'll take a break right here on the Country Rugby League, and we'll be back on the other side live and exclusive today, this morning, from the Maitland Sports Group. We're back for the second half here at the Maitland Sports Ground. The Newcastle Knights leading by 16 points to 10 here. We've seen some brilliant tries from both sides of the spectrum, and we're looking very forward to the second half very shortly. What do you think the coaches have had to say at half-time, especially from the Dogs, mate?
Oh, mate, from the Doggy side, I think Brendan would have turned around and told the boys just to play, their normal game. Tries will happen, mate. If they just play their normal stuff and do what they normally do. There's, like I said, there's quality players in this Bulldog side, so they'll make things happen. They just got to be patient.
So 30 minutes down, 30 minutes remaining. We'll go around the grounds as well throughout the next 30 minutes. It's a high kickoff.
Oh, he's charging under the ball. I think that's number 8, Damon.
Plenty of fuel, as you'd expect, from the North Coast Bulldogs early on here. We have a break, I understand, next week, and then we launch into semi-final football, which starts on the 30th of March. And just like last year when we were out at Mudgee live streaming the grand final, we caught up with the likes of Ruan Sims and Lorry Daly came into the commentary box out there last year. Maybe they'll be there again this year. Who knows? That's on the 6th of April in downtown Mudgee. Penalty to the Dogs, 40 out for the Newcastle line.
This is what the Dogs have been waiting for. Get a bit more possession. Grady's going to kick it out. See what they can do with this next to the 6. They've just got to be patient, these Bulldog side.
So the referee has just halted play. I think he's checking his transmitter.
Yeah, I think his microphone just slipped down then. Bit of a malfunction then, but
it was like, what was that tingling feeling?
Yeah, no, we're back on to play now.
Let's go around the grounds. The Titans lead by 24-6 over the Tigers. The Rams still leading by 20-0 as we see it knock on in the middle of the field.
That was a bit forward there. The number Riley, I think it was, the number 16. He just got in front of the dummy half there. Like I said, these boys have just got to be patient. Don't push anything, just be patient.
Bulldogs still leading, the Bulls I should say, still leading the Dragons by 12-10. And they're coming back out onto the field. And Wyong pouring down there at Wyong. And the Roosters, they're leading by 14-12 over the Colts. Don't you love Facebook where you can just flick through all the results? Isn't it fantastic? Technology, where would we be without it?
Wasn't around when I was a kid, but I'm glad it is now. We're getting a bit more coverage out, and everybody gets to see all these wonderful games that we're playing in the Rugby League.
Grassroots football. McNichol, local boy, hailing from Thornton.
What a great run there.
So they'll get a penalty here.
It's a penalty too.
So Jones is happy with his efforts, and Cooper Taylor tells our referee and Peter Evans with his right finger that he'll be shooting that way off the boot. It's hanging up high in the air. Will it find the touchline? Oh, it was never in doubt. Judges, of course, Assam and Braden Hunt. So the Newcastle Knights take the tap and get on with it. That's Thomas, runs inside the 20. Three-man tackle there from the Dogs as they now come away to Taylor. Shifts it. Brown delivers it. Glover goes straight through. Support on his left. But Schultz-Rill from the Scorps. He's held up in the tackle. Opportunity now for Newcastle. Back to Brown. It's on the ground. It's got to be picked up by Cullen. He goes back and collects it. But the referee says...
That was a bit of a held back there from the Newcastle Knights then. Held the Bulldogs player off the ball. Well, it doesn't matter. The Bulldogs have got the ball at the moment. We'll see what they can do after this scrum.
The bounce of a rugby league football, don't you love it?
Oh, yeah. Played plenty of years myself, and being a fullback for all my life. playing for the Bulldogs Seahorses and a couple of other in the Coss Harbour area. You know, that football goes anywhere it wants to go.
Being a fullback yourself, the likes of Donovan, as you said, he's the captain of the side. He's just nuggety and lightning quick from the back, isn't he? And demonstrated, what have we got here? An injury concern.
Yeah, we've got an injury concern here.
But you've just tuned to the coverage. 3 tries last week, Donovan. And I guess the coach had no hesitation in putting him down this year as the captain.
Mate, it's
a no-brainer.
He's a leader.
Yeah.
Malachi Donovan, he leads from the front. But yeah, he's definitely a better fullback than I ever was, and you know that kid's definitely go far. I think that's O'Shea that's getting a bit of treatment on the field there. Hope O'Shea's okay. He's, like you said, he's been playing great football, so we'll just see what's going on with the young O'Shea.
Looks like he's not in bad shape. Looks like he's going to play on. Oh, that's a testament to his absolute strength and character, isn't he? Getting back up and playing the football. Incredible. So the Dogs, inside their own 30, they've got space out here if they can put it through the hands. That's exactly what they do. Lightning speed down the sideline. Dungay, oh, what a shot. What a tackle there from Moody. That's Thompson delivering the pass. Back to Mitchell. Enterprising play there from the North Coast Bulldogs.
Oh, that was beautiful ball there from come out to the Tyrell Dungay. He's everybody's been calling him Tyrrell, so he's going to get a bit of a laugh about that. But his name is Tyrell. He's from the Kempsey side. So as it started, a little bit of rain there here in Maitland at the moment, so that's going to make the ball a bit slipperier.
Looks like that rain set in too. Just looking at the Country Rugby League Bureau and meteorology. Looks like we're going to have showers off and on all day here. It's coming up from the coast, pushing inland. It's 16 points to 10 here on the Country Rugby League scoreboard, powered by Bar TV Sports. We're live, we're exclusive at the home of the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers.
Pumpkin Pickers.
What a name for a Newcastle Rugby League side, the Pumpkin Pickers.
Oh, that's a great name for
That's
a
up there
league.
with one of the best.
Oh, that is definitely one of the best I've heard.
Wouldn't it be nice, though, if they could have a few pumpkins, though, scattered around the ground, just to add to the dynamics?
They probably did it early time. That's probably why they're called the Pumpkin Pickers. But
well, I know that they used to take the pumpkins from Newcastle to Maitland on the train. Well, that ball looked like that was a bit of a pumpkin throw.
Yeah, that was definitely a pumpkin throw for that side. See what the Doggies can do here. They've got a bit of a chance here. Just slow down the play. A bit more footwork with themselves and just back their ability.
So the Dogs in the middle of the field. As it comes back to Donovan, the captain. Great hands. Oh, what a nice tackle there from Dungay on Gungay from Kempsey. Showing plenty of foot. Those spokes being busy.
This is young Riley, the number 18. He's from the Barrowville Tigers, I think it is.
So the rain continuing to come from the sky above as the Dogs looking to go themselves. Dungay, can he get there? They're trying to push him in towards touch. Penalty to the Dogs. Referee not happy with that in Peter Evans.
Yeah, I think he called the tackle already done then, and they just kept pushing the Newcastle line.
So don't go anywhere. We've got a ball game here in Maitland as the Bulldogs take the tap and get it going. That's inside the 10, as you can see on the Bar TV Sports pictures, as it comes back away down to Bull. He tries to pop the pass. It's touched. Did it now? They've lost it. Well, Taylor from the Knights is asking the question. Referee also is asking a question out here to Braden Hunt, who's the touch judge here on the eastern side of the field, just trying to get some enlightenment on which way the scrum's going to be fed, and he's going to feed it to the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah, I think that Timmy Bull was just trying to push the pass then. like I said, these boys have just got to just settle down a bit, and you know it's raining, so they've got to play a little bit better football than that.
So let's go around the grounds. Titans leading the Tigers 24 points to 10. The Rams are out by 26 points to 0. Still a tight one between the Bulls and the Dragons. 12 points to 10. Great tackle
there from Malachi Donovan.
So the Knights pushing through the middle, saying, come and catch me if you can. No doubt ball security will come into this contact.
That's another nice tackle.
Getting around the legs and driving, aren't they, the doggies? So a couple of metres inside the North Coast Bulldogs' territory. Good solid one-on-one tackle there.
From Joey Mitchell.
Indeed. So Taylor goes high into the air. Donovan's underneath it. Looks up. And who's there? Riley Cullen. And bangs him down right on his own 10-metre line. The Dogs trying to bust them through the middle here. Three-man tackle there from the Newcastle Knights. So still 16 points to 10, Newcastle's way.
It's Mitchell Clark there.
From Warhope.
From Warhope. See what Grady can do with his ball.
So there. 10 metres inside their own half of football. There goes the kick. Downfield. Tyler Moody for a moment. I thought he might have got it, but didn't quite go that way. Went to his winger there in Roberts. So they're back out to the 30. So only 6 points separating both of these sides here in the Andrew Johns Cup. We'll have a break next week before we get into semi-final football.
It was a nice shot there from the Bulldogs side.
Looked like it was Damon Allison, was it, number 8?
Yeah, I think it was Damon. It's very hard to see the numbers up here. These orange numbers on the back of the Bulldogs, it's very hard to see them. So I do apologise if I get some of the names wrong.
Addison Peel. That's the last tackle for Newcastle. Back to Taylor. Kicking in between fullback and the winger. Donovan sits up nicely for the dynamic fullback. But who's there? Kuru. Knocks him straight into the lush turf here with the drizzling rain. Still coming down here in Maitland. 19 minutes remaining in the second half.
Well, there's still plenty of time for the Bulldogs to see what they can do here. You've just got to be patient. It'll come.
That's the 40, as you can see. There goes the kick. Away from the fullback in Moody. He's got to go back. He identifies the need to bend down and pick it up. He's got support. If he elects to go himself and offload, he doesn't need to offload. What a nice return there from their fullback in Tyler Moody.
The Bulldogs have just got to keep him down here. Play the... Oh, there's a penalty. No,
I think he's lost it.
Yeah, he has.
So the Dogs, a real opportunity now. They're going to get a full set 10 metres out from the Newcastle line. Well, this game's heating up.
We'll see what we're going to do. The Bulldogs can do here. With only 20 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line, down by 6 at the moment. We'll see what we can come up with in this play.
So Donovan again, great football. Dungay gets up, goes again. He beats one, he beats two. He's still going. Oh, he's finally brought down about 2 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line, and he's lost the ball. Lost the football. Credit there to Cooper Taylor.
Unlucky there for Tyrell.
Hitting with everything and the kitchen sink.
Yeah, he definitely did there. But it was a great run by Tyrell.
Yeah.
He just, I think he just went on a bit too far. Then he just needs to try and take the tackle and get these ball out a little bit more.
Let's go around the grounds. Titans leading the Tigers by 24 points to 10. Rams still leading by 26 points to 0. We've got the Bulls leading by 16 points to 10. Looks like it's fairly sunny down there in Dragons territory. And on the Central Coast, it's the Central Coast side leading the Colts by 14 points to 12. And back here it's 16 points to 10 here at the Maitland Sports Ground.
That was a great one-on-one tackle there from the Timmy Bull.
Yeah, 2 men over the tackle there from our North Coast side as it comes away to Jones. That's the 40. That's Kuru with 14 on his back. Gets it back to Moody. Look at that. 3 in the tackle there from the Dogs. 3-man tackle.
Last tackle.
So it is the last. We're going to pump this into the head of Mitchell. Mitchell's chasing it for the Dogs. Will he save?
He can't say 6 again. That hit him in the head.
6 to go? No, he hasn't yet. Hit him right smack bang in the head. Don't you love a falcon in the country rugby league?
Definitely a falcon there to Joey Mitchell.
Oh, the highlights and the producers be banging that up right now.
Definitely on that one.
That'll go viral. That's the 40-metre line. Pictures of Bar TV Sports here in the Country Rugby League Championships as we see the ball comes back to down to McNichol and the local product goes down 40 metres out. Did he put the foot to the football? I don't think so.
Yeah, there's definitely a gone ball there.
He just rolled it between his legs.
A few mistakes from both sides here at the moment. I think both sides have just got to settle down, especially with the rain coming down. They just need to, settle the football down and, from the back, from the Bulldogs' point of view, they just need to get their quality players onto it and their front rowers. I can see there's been a couple of interchanges back on, so that'll help the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great to have Darren Downton from the Sawtell side, the president of the Sawtell Footy Club in the broadcast box. First time in the broadcast box?
First time president and first time in the broadcast box.
Oh, you've got the Quinella.
So, yeah, definitely this year. So I'd like to shout out to all the Sawtell supporters and things up in the Coss Harbour area. We've definitely got a trial match against Maxwell last week, so anybody from the Sawtell area want to come and watch the quality football players play against Maxwell in the trial next weekend, please come down to Maxwell.
Yeah, big trials as well. Oh, what a tackle there!
That was a great shot.
Schultz Ralph.
That was definitely a great shot.
Newcastle hasn't had an earthquake since 1989, 30 years ago, but I'll tell you what, that stadium here now, it's rattling right now.
Yeah, that definitely hurt the player, so that was definitely a great shot from, can't see what the number was, but definitely a great shot there from the Newcastle side.
Looks like the 18s are warming up out there on the other side of the field. That's our next clash this morning. The 18s, then we'll get into the women's. And then later today we've got the...
How good is the women's in rugby league happening at the moment?
Oh, how good is it?
Like, these girls definitely, they definitely push above their weights, and especially some of these girls from the Bulldog side, I can't wait to see them today. Coached by Loretta Donovan, and I'm not sure who the other fella is, but Loretta's comes from the Sawtell club too. She's our league take, so I'd like to have a shout out to Loretta Donovan, and hope all the girls go well today.
The Knights, of course, the likes of Kezzy Apps going around too in the women's competition.
Yeah, no, the girls they're definitely. I've been watching them for a while now, and they're definitely. They hit as hard as these blokes, so it's definitely good to come out and watch these women play football. But it's good for rugby league, getting women in league. It's been a male-dominated sports for so long, and to get some of these girls in and just show some of these boys how to tackle and how to hit hard, I think it's only going to help rugby league right across from junior rugby league right through to the seniors.
I mean, the tackling is phenomenal. We've watched a lot of women's rugby league here on the Country Rugby League website, and it's, as you said there, it's up there with the best of them.
Oh, mate, there's some quality players. I can't tell you what's happening on the other side. There's a bit of a run from the front row of Travis Downton. Oh, a bit of a slip. Definitely this ball is slippery out there. These boys have definitely got to hold on to this ball a little bit better.
Just a reminder, if you are watching the coverage today on Facebook, on the Country Rugby League website, let us know where you're watching it. We'll give you a shout out. Let's go around the grounds while this scrum takes place. It's 36-10 in favour of the Titans. It's also the Rams leading the Tigers by 26 points to 0. The Dragons are down to the Bulls 16-10.
That was a great run from the Newcastle Knights, number 15, Connor. That was a great run from Connor.
That's the 30-metre line. It's Taylor delivering the pass to Cullen again. We're 10 metres in from that Western touch line as Kuru sending it wider to Taylor. Now to Cotterill from the South Newcastle Lions. I can hear a penalty. I can hear a whistle.
I think that was from our number 6 there, Timothy Bull.
Well, they're going to go for goal to put them out by 8. So they're feeling the pressure, I think, Newcastle, from the Dogs.
Oh, the Dogs, you got to win this game. I think, like you said at the beginning, it comes down to the Titans versus the Tigers, and to this game. So there's definitely a bit of tension in this game for both teams. So yeah, like I said at the beginning, the Doggies have just got to settle down and just play football. And it'll definitely come from, there's definitely quality players in this side from, like I said, number 1 to number 18. So it'll definitely come. They've just got to just wait and see.
Here's the kick. From West's Kane Thomas. To put them up by 8. He likes it. Touch judges put their flags up. So Newcastle on the Country Rugby League scoreboard, leading by 18 points to 10. And we've got 10 minutes remaining in the match. Let's go around the grounds as well. And it looks like 26-0.
Wow.
The Rams over the Tigers.
Wow, the Rams over the Tigers. Wow, that's
incredible result.
That's a credible result. Is it raining down there?
It's overcast.
It's overcast.
But the contrast of pictures looks good.
Yeah, it sure does. That's
white numbers on the back of black jerseys.
Yeah, no, that's
quite good.
It's really hard to see these Bulldogs numbers out here.
I mean, that's an incredible scoreline. Who would have expected that?
No, like I said, there's quality footballers out here, and you know, one week to the next, you just don't know what's going to happen. You know, so hopefully the Tigers. Hopefully they'll get some points very, very shortly. So keep your head up, the Tigers. Yeah. But it's all brought to you by Bart TV.
And the Bulls are out to 12 points too. It's all happening from Armidale to Maitland to Bathurst to Wyong to Figtree to Queen Vianne. There goes the kick downfield. There's Donovan going away, cleaning the football up nicely. And Thomas is there. Can't get away from Thomas. He's had a good game for Newcastle. But the Dogs, it's not all over yet. Whilst there's life, there is hope. Only 8 points here. We're up here in the Hunter, home of the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers. Juggled, regained.
We haven't seen a lot of rain in the Kosovo area for a long time yet, so these boys wouldn't be too used.
Oh, what a shot!
That was a big
penalty,
shot.
Though.
Yeah.
Well, I said what a shot, but you can't do that.
No, you definitely can't throw the shoulder in.
Winding the clock back 5 years ago would have brought the crowd in, not these days.
Hope Damon's all right there.
Yeah.
And we've got time off here.
Now he's going to call him over. Here comes the centre 3/4 Kane Thomas. Just being told you can't do that no longer in rugby league. How long have we had the shoulder charge out of rugby league for now? It must be 3 or 4 years.
Oh, definitely 3 or 4 years. The young number 3's on report there from the Newcastle Knights. So, but yeah, definitely for 3 or 4 years. I think it's great to take You know, the shoulder charge out. You know, we've got to look after the players. There's definitely life after football, so, you know, we've definitely got to look after the players and their health and well-being.
I'm loving the haircut there of Brayley Thompson, the number 5. We'll try and get a shot of him shortly. He's got it all happening here on the far left wing.
That's a different
quite
haircut.
Creative.
That's a different haircut. I think he did that for the Bulldogs side, actually. So here comes Joe and Mitchell. See what the Bulldogs can do here. See if they can run up.
So ball.
Jimmy onto Malachi.
Donovan straight through. Can he get there? No.
That was unlucky.
Really unlucky. Brought down from Thomas. So Bull again.
Oh.
That crib.
He fell into that one.
Yeah.
Definitely fell into that one.
Spokes. Works to the right.
Oh, where was he going there?
They've got to go backwards to go forward.
They've got a bit of work to do now, the doggies.
Last tackle now for the Bulldogs. As Bull kicks. Newcastle saved the day through Thomas. Penalty to Newcastle.
Oh, that was unlucky there for Timmy. Yeah, as he was falling, he looks like he just grabbed him around the neck area. Oh, some back chat from the Bulldogs too. That's not good. I think Mal's got to do something about that. Talk to his players and keep it going.
So they've been able to find the line a couple of metres outside their own 20 here, Newcastle. Good kick for touch. 18 points to nil. The Country Rugby League scoreboard as we head into the final regular season round of 2019 comes to a climax here today. Another penalty to the Knights.
Yeah, I don't know what that penalty's from. You reckon it's another shoulder charge?
That's what he indicated. And Bull's there trying to tell our referee, Peter Evans, what he thought happened. On report.
It's on report as well. That's one from each side. There's definitely a bit of tension in this game today.
Country Rugby League. Semi-finals commence on the 30th of March and then all roads lead to Mudgee on the 6th of April for grand final day at Glen Willow. What a complex. Been out there for a couple of years. Good, strong, determined run here from the Knights. Coming off a 32-4 loss to Parramatta last week.
I think the travelling for all these different sides has a bit of effect on them as well. You know, these boys come from all the different directions, and they've got a few hours to travel and stuff like that. I think that takes a bit of getting used to for these young footballers. As we all know, they're only 16 years of age, so they'll get used to a bit of the travelling, but I think that's definitely had an effect on the Bulldogs today coming from down there.
Riley Cullen from Western Suburbs here in the Newcastle Rugby League goes over for the Knights. But you're right, I mean, 16 years of age, they're all new to travelling. When did the boys actually come down? Would have probably only been yesterday.
They would have come down yesterday. So they would have travelled down the bus and probably stayed at Hexham at the Mato Farm there.
Yeah.
It doesn't give them much time to actually. They're not the NRL sides that go there a week before. They get it one day to preparation in a different area. So, being the Knights pretty much home ground or near the home ground gives the Knights a bit of a home advantage. But saying that, we've had great quality football today. The Doggies just seem to have lost their way in a few little areas, but they'll come back.
Let's go around the grounds. The Titans 36, the Tigers 10. The Rams 32-0 Wow, 32-0 out in Bathurst under overcast skies. And full time with the Bulls getting up over the Dragons by 20. Well, they ended up winning anyway.
Wow, 32-0.
Yeah.
Like I said, I definitely think that the travelling has got a lot to do with these sides. Being young footballers, they're still not used to travelling, but it would have been quality football wherever you're watching. But yeah, I think definitely got a detrimental effect on some of the players doing all the different travelling.
The motorway, I mean, it's quite good now between Coffs Harbour and Newcastle. It's just straight through.
Yeah, no, it's getting closer and closer. Brisbane and Sydney are getting closer and closer all the time. So
when do they expect all that to be finished? I mean, it's been going now for at least 30 years, but it's getting closer.
Being in the Coffs Harbour area,
Yeah.
I think they're looking in the next couple of years to doing the bypass of Coffs Harbour. I know there's a bit of controversy up there about tunnels or cuttings.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care which way it gets done. I just, to have that bypass of Coffs Harbour would be great. But yeah, I think late next year, I think the section from Grafton is getting done. So there's definitely a lot of contractors up there at the moment. It's hard to drive around.
So the Knights, only with 1 minute remaining here. Darren, really appreciate you being able to come into the broadcast box at the last minute, just being plucked from the crowd.
That's all right. I much
love doing
appreciate
that.
you sitting up here. And
Our first call in 2014 for the Newcastle Rugby League was out at Charlestown, and we plucked, who from the crowd?
I don't know.
Rick Stone
Rick Stone.
from the crowd.
Wow.
He loved it.
That's a name, Rick Stone.
Yeah.
No, I've loved being here today. And thank you to Bar TV for calling me up. I love talking about these boys. Like I said, there's great footballers out here for both sides. And, I wish all the boys the best of luck in their endeavours and what they do and when they go back to their regions and play football for them. I hope they all get success in some kind of way.
So Newcastle, are they still determined? With 38 seconds left on the clock to put one more try on the board. It's the last tackle.
Doggies will keep them out here. Go on, Doggies.
It comes
Last
back
effort.
to Brown. There's an overlap out wide. Thompson, he goes himself and he's been held. Offloads a pass. 20 seconds to go. They're in. No forward pass. No try.
Yeah,
Forward pass, the referee says.
That was definitely unlucky for the Newcastle Knight.
Well done to the Dogs. Never say die. That's that grunt that we've been speaking about for the entire hour here on
Here's
Country
young
Rugby League. There's the siren. It's all over. Newcastle have knocked off the Dogs in the end here on the Country Rugby League scoreboard by 18 points to 10.
Yeah, I wish all these boys from the Newcastle Knights and the Bulldogs all the best in their careers. 18-10. It's definitely good quality football out here. We'll sit here and watch the Doggies in the 18s play the Newcastle side. So there's definitely more football to come, guys. So don't go away from your computers, from your laptops. And I'll sign off now, but I'll see everybody back in Coffs Harbour. But thank you very much for letting me come on Bar TV and talk about these wonderful kids.
No worries, mate. And these wonderful kids could well be looking to the future in a few years' time when they go around in the Lorry Daily Cup.
Well, definitely. I can't see them not going into the Lorry Daily Cup. They're definitely going to be there at the end.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of these boys have been together for a long time now, especially the Group 2, Group 3 boys. So I see them all the time anyway. So, I'll see them around the traps again. Just a little thing. With the 16 sides this year, I've just found out that the Group 2 and the Group 3 are going to play each other. So I congratulate the Group 2 and Group 3. There's not many boys up in our area. I think there's only 3 teams, the Barraville, the Kempsey side, and of course the Sawtell Panthers. So I'm glad that they're bringing in the Group 3 so we get more weekends of football and we play quality oppositions.
Fantastic. Well, Darren, thanks very much for coming in. Darren Downton, the president of the Sawtell Footy Club, as the heavens open up here. We'll take a break and we'll be back next with the Knights and the Dogs in the under-18s. Next will be the Lorry Daily Cup right here on Bar TV Sports. Attention now to the Lorry Daily Cup. And check out the elements from above. Absolutely teeming down here in the Hunter. We're just very lucky that this ground has a fairly good drainage system. Being a new stadium, it will be the Dogs from left to right, and there's the kickoff. The Lorry Daily Cup, the 18s right here on the Country Rugby League live stream. And Newcastle bringing it back. That was Cook. Solid numbers there from the Dogs. So that's the 30-metre line. Haven't had rain like this up here in the Hunter for quite a number of months. No doubt handling will come into this contest. North Coast Bulldogs, they've played 4, they've won 3. Sitting on top of the Lorry Daily Cup ladder. And there's a good reason for that. Shaw underneath that football. Back out now to the 30-metre line. And the Newcastle Knights, their position 4th. Played 4, won 2, lost 2. Averaged 12 points per match. Newcastle, as you can see there, the boots with the heavy spikes in the ground here today. No doubt that will come into everybody's ability to sidestep with the big studs under these torrential conditions. As Newcastle find a welcomed penalty right on their own 40-metre line. Not a bad kick for touch. Not much breeze to speak about up here in the Hunter. Coming up to 11:30 local time. So opportunity now for the Knights. Back to Smith. Second down in the centre of the field. So Miller working it away to O'Brien. Took the pass out the back, didn't he? Miller again coming short. Trying to go all the way. They can't do it. They're a couple of metres out from the Bulldogs line. Newcastle going back away to clean up the football. Still waiting on a few numbers to come through to the broadcast box from what we got only a couple of moments ago. But we'll do our best. That's what the players are doing as well. Atrocious conditions here in Maitland. But ball handling so far has been very well handled by both of these sides. As you can see, the rain sweeping across the ground. If anything, the wind behind the Newcastle Knights in the first half. Bulldogs running into the rain. Let's see how far this kick can go. Ricocheted off a Knight. And that's Romano Cook from Western Suburbs. Comes down with it for the Knights. Now to Neen. Coming across from the Central Charlestown club. Known as Central Newcastle Butcher Boys in the Newcastle Rugby League local competition. As Newcastle now try to bash and barge their way down to the 10, and that is Jackson. They work the right-hand side. The pass may go into touch. Well, they had the right idea. Newcastle, they were looking out there for Greta Brenston's Hayden Regan. It floats over the sideline. The Knights are coached by Andrew Fawcett. You see a number of trainers out there for the Knights this morning. Daniel Fitzhenry, Drew Dobb and Phil Orchard, the trainers for the Knights. But the trainers don't get enough attention. It's an outstanding effort by everybody involved to put a football team out on the park, just like the Bulldogs. Darren Dark, the coach, and Brent Steep, along with Wilson and Rickard, the trainers out there for the North Coast Bulldogs. So 0-0 on the Country Rugby League scoreboard as it comes back away this time now to Blake Howell. Hales out of Coffs Harbour. Now this is Williams. 4-man. Bring him into the ground. One of them there was Jack Jackson. They're going to hoist it high into the air. Clark's underneath it. He comes down with it. Offloads. But the pass just couldn't go quite the way he intended it at the last moment. Just have a look at the playing surface now from our wide shot. It's not quite a swimming pool. If this rain keeps up, who knows what the next 30 minutes will bring here at the Maitland Sports Ground. The heavens have opened up, we know that, that's for sure. And checking the bureau, it's not going to go away anytime soon, as Newcastle now bring it towards the halfway line, and tucking under his arm there, it's Greekin on the Newcastle Junior Rugby League. Couple of metres out from the 40-metre line. There goes the kick along the ground. It's probably going to be the order of the day. And that Shaw has to watch with a watchful eye as this ball goes over the touchline in goal. Well, that's confidence as well there from Max Shaw from Coffs Harbour. As you would have seen, Newcastle were coming through. But Shaw, a crafty fullback. Cool as a cucumber under pressure. So that's the halfway line as they come away now through Roberts. And Maxfield Jr. plays big minutes for the Bulldogs. Now to Jones. Up from Bowerville. Many a good rugby league player over the years have come out of this region of the North Coast. The next generation of rugby league players on display here this morning. Back to Roberts. Can he offload? He can't. Takes the tackle there. About 15 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line. They come away now again to White. They're spitting it out wider. Back to Roberts. He's claimed about 10 metres out. This is the last tackle now for the Dogs. Back to Jones, kicks, come off for Newcastle Knights. And they go slipping and sliding back out to their own 20-metre line. Newcastle stepping and weaving, now they're being thumped. They're from Brian Long. From Taree. Now to Langdon. He gets the legs pumping. Not one, not two, but three in the tackle there from the Dogs. Just short of the halfway line, Newcastle. Where will they go this time? It comes back to Johnson from the Lakes United Seagulls. Quick go forward for the Knights. That's the 40-metre line. They've advanced the football 10 metres as the last tackle. They'll go high to the air, no doubt here. Where will it go? It comes back now to Donahue. He goes into the air. The ball bounces. It skids off the surface like a bullet back into the in-goal area. And Newcastle are there through Langdon from Western Suburbs, right on his own 10-metre line. Assisted there, of course, by Tyrone Neen. The rain still coming down in droves, especially around this halfway line, especially down towards the opposite end of the field. That's where this ground is certainly under threat from the elements as the Dogs now continue to bark forward. And this is Roberts. He's been smashed there from a Newcastle second rower in Gregton. Back then out of this Pirelli ball. Now this ball could just plog. No, it bounces up into the air. Newcastle go away through Johnson. Turnover to the Knights. We'll probably hear from our special effects Mike how hard this rain's hitting the ground. And 24 minutes remaining on the official Country Rugby League scoreboard as Newcastle tuck it under their arm and come forward through Jackson. Away now to O'Brien. Neen's chasing. Neen might have to take the tackle. And that he does, along with Langdon. So now to Monta. Back out to the 20. And Kempsey. Partnering with one of his good friends in Madden, also hailing from Kempsey. Both players caught up with one another, know their games quite well. But Johnson's having a wow of a game for Newcastle. Along there on that occasion with Jack Jackson. There was 5 in the tackle from Newcastle, and they end up getting the ball back through that terrific defence structure seen right there. So 35 minutes each way in the Lorry Daily Cup. We have 13 minutes of play. Hashtag Go Country. Get in contact with us here at the Country Rugby League. Let us know where you're tuning in, watching the Dogs and the Knights going around here in the Lorry Daily Cup. Of course, the Bulldogs are on 7 competition points, position 1 on the ladder. Central Coast Roosters are 2, the Eels 3rd, the Knights are 4th, and then in 5th place is the Tigers and Northern Rivers Titans, as we see a penalty going to the Knights. Smack bang right in the middle of the field. They're not going to waste much time here to get play back underway as Lachlan O'Brien, he sees to he charges. No point kicking you in the touch. Let's just chuck it under our arms and advance the football. And that's exactly what they do here, Newcastle. 20 metres out from the Bulldogs goal line. As they come back on the inside, that is Jackson again. He's down to the 10. Now to Whitfield from Cessnock. Doesn't want to go into the ground. Away again now to O'Brien. Goes himself. Can he get there? He can. He goes himself. First try to the Knights. They lead by 4 points to 0 on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. Well, that all came from the penalty. The Knights, of course, deciding not to kick the football into touch. And then on the back of 3 or 4 sets of hands, they were able to do it all themselves and come up with the first try over the team position number 1 on the competition ladder, the North Coast Bulldogs. So an early scare for the Dogs. They've got the best 4 in the, or 4 and against, I guess you'll find, in the Lorry Daily Cup. 132 points they've been able to put on in 4 games, the Dogs. That's why they're sitting on top of the ladder. But for the Knights, they've reached 13 points in attack, conceded 14 in defence, with the best possible start for the Hunter side. Can they drill this one home? You bet they can. Zach Miller converts. So 6 points to nil. 19 minutes remaining in the first half of football, right here on the home of live streaming. RTV Sports, powered, of course, all the Country Rugby League representative clashes over the last 3 seasons. As Newcastle bring it back, and look at that tackle there from Bailey Morgan. Hit him with everything and more there on Jack Jackson from Lakes United. The junior clubs that the players have been linked to, playing their junior footy. We'll also be able to go around the grounds in other Lorry Daily Cup fixtures as well throughout the next 30 minutes or so. The Rams leading the Tigers by 12 points to nil as there's a kick in towards touch, but it's gone out on the full. So we've got the Rams leading the Tigers by 12 points to nil. Titans and the Tigers 6-4. The Dragons leading the way over the Bulls by 14-4 at Maury Breen Oval. Central Coast side has a kick to come from right in front of the post to lock things up with the Colts at 6-all if successful. So the Dogs on the attack, they're 30 metres out. Keep an eye on that kick from Maury Breen Oval. Big clash coming up down there, we know that. Here's that kick from right in front, it's successful. So the Dogs are on the attack, trailing by 6 points to nil over the Newcastle Knights. Have a look at that water. We cannot see much green grass, can we? Knights equal to the challenge so far in defence. They're back on their own goal line as it comes away this time. Where's Shaw? Doesn't go to him. Newcastle in numbers. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 in the tackle. So last play now for the Dogs. Comes back then out to Jones. He kicks one in towards the end goal area, but Newcastle put the boot out to it and flop on it right on their own goal line. Sensational effort there by the Knights. Just trying to see if we can get confirmation of who the number 24 is for the Newcastle Knights. Still a few numbers out there that waiting confirmation, but it's 6 points to nil. No, it's not the Maitland swimming pool. It's the Maitland Sports Ground. As the rain continues to soak these players, as that's a nice run there from O'Brien. So last tackle. Not a bad kick under these conditions. As Clark, straight through. Wow, how good was that? Brings a beautiful reception from the travelling Bulldogs army. Incredible try. Well, Newcastle, they don't know what happened there. Hope you enjoyed that replay. Because the fans love that. So did the Dogs. There's the kick, straight over the dot. So we're locked up at 6-all. And we've got Max Badiris, the nephew of Denny Badiris, locked onto the coverage. Shout out to Delma Ferguson, Ty Emerton, Cooper Lemata, Sam Dunn, Patterson and Delma Ferguson. Really supporting her grandkids in this clash. There's the referee here, hoping all is okay, as is everybody here at the Maitland Sports Ground. Looks like there was legitimate. So a scrum will be coming Newcastle's way. Miles Monta having an absolute blinder for the Knights out on the wing. Tracy Pereira tuned to the coverage saying, "Come on the doggies." We're going to have a goal line drop out here. And Ty Emerton saying, how good's the number 9 from Newcastle? Only young Jonesy, only a little fella. But boy, does he have a crack. Well, they're all having a crack. The generation of rugby league players on display right here in the Country Rugby League representative season. We're into our final regular round. We head into the semi-finals, and then all roads will lead to Glen Willow in a few weeks' time for the grand final day. It's a huge occasion last year. We had Lorry Daily in the commentary box with Ruan Sims. No doubt they'll be back out there on grand final day. We'll try and get them back into the broadcast box in Mudgee in the weeks ahead. A great facility, just like this facility here in Maitland. It's had a revamp, a lot of money, millions of dollars from the government spent on this new development here, home of the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers in Newcastle Rugby League competition. That starts in 4 or 5 weeks' time. In the Country Rugby League, the pinnacle of junior football, on display right here. It's all about humility, respect, and excellence. So last play now for the Dogs. What are they going to do? They're going to bang it downfield. Clark's chasing, but Newcastle are going to be wrapped up in goal. Nice weighted kick there from the Dogs. So we're going to have a goal line drop out this time up the other end of the park. So is the momentum, is the pendulum swinging back to the Bulldogs here? From Oscar Muir, tune into the coverage. Great to have your company, Oscar. Of course, Adam Muir's son. There's the goal line dropout. It's gone 30 metres. Won't get much height off the ground with these conditions, that's for sure. As they look to come wide, this is the 13, and that is Bailey Morgan from Coffs Harbour. Penalty right in front of the post. Knock back the required distance. Our referee, of course, today is Rob Morey. Touch judges are Lachlan Ballard and Nathan Everly. So they go away from the commentary side. Desperation times now for the Knights. Need to muscle up. Johnson's in there. So that's the 10-metre line. Just imagine that's the 10-metre line. We can't see the paintwork, but we can see plenty of water, can't we? And there's a penalty, hand in the ball. Referee and Rob Morey giving another penalty this time to the Dogs. So possession is mounting, and tackling with venom there was Tyrone Neen. Welcome to the Country Rugby League. Welcome to the Lorry Daily Cup. As the Dogs now come forward. More. Well, that's brought the crowd to his feet. That would look very good in a slow-mo replay, as we see now Williams. Don't know if we can get a replay of that, but that was everything that you could have hoped for. The impact, the collision. As the Dogs pounce on the ball in goal, and they're trying to claim the try, and claim the try they have. So the Dogs take us to the front. It's 10 points to 6 on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. Well, we're all there to celebrate the try, that's for sure. Very hard to pick out the players with this driving rain. The try 15 to the left-hand side of the post. But you were able to see it on the Bar TV replay. The kick, the chase and the put down. Johnny on the spot. Just take a look at that field. The rain certainly hasn't let up. It's definitely set in here at Maitland's. So the Dogs leading by 10 points to 6. With the conversion, it's now 12 points to 6 on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. With 8 minutes remaining in the first half. It's 35-minute halves. As we get back underway, for Lachlan O'Brien, the conversion successful. As Parkinson comes back into Langdon. Sakayo out to the 30-metre line. They're going to come the right-hand side with the big legs pumping, and of course that is Sam Burns. 42 metres out, 7 minutes remaining. Dogs leading by 12 points to 6 after Newcastle were able to score first points here in the Lorry Daily Cup. As James Johnson combining there in the tackle from the Knights. They're going to go high to the air. Up they go, they've lost the football. Penalty will come to the Dogs right in front of the post. Well, that was an awful conditions to take a ball going that high in the air, and that's why the Dogs decided to go way up into the cloudy sky here. And you have to feel you'll find it was Montel Kuru, if our player lists are correct, from Raymond Terrace. Also added to the list today, we've got Noah Ryan in 20 for the Knights, and Thomas Cant. So here's the kick from right in front. They drill it home. So the Dogs take us out to a 14 points to 6 lead, to an 8-point margin. Back underway. High kickoff. Allows good hanging time for the Newcastle Chasers to come through on the football. So Moore tucks it under his arm and takes it out to the 30-metre line. So good go forward here for the Dogs. In this set of 6. We're inside 5 minutes. So that's long. Here comes the kick. Downtown. In towards the end goal area. Kuru being picked up. And they're trying to slide him back towards his end goal area. Clark not being able to go past him. So the Knights again for the prop in Sam Robinson. Comes from East Maitland, this part of the world. So centre of the field, just outside their own 30, Newcastle, with 4 minutes remaining on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. They're going to bang it downfield. Noah Ryan puts in that kick downfield. That's the part of the field that's still got a lot of greenery. 4 metres inside Newcastle's territory. Cooks there for the Knights. Along there with Langdon. So Williams is calling for the ball to come to the right. They go away from his side and they continue to take Jackson for a ride on their back. Down to the 20. Back away to White. Away to Williams. Well, he had his opportunity there. The ball has just gone straight through him. And Eli Clark says to him, don't worry about that. The women's coming up later this afternoon. And the men's under 23s. What a phenomenal success the Women's Country Championships have been. Of course, they kicked off last weekend with a number of hard-fought matches across both competitions. I guess with only 2 regular season matches played to qualify for the semi-finals. Every match, no doubt, is vital. And this weekend is no different, with a number of sides in contention for the finals, lining up against one another as the Knights pump it downfield. So there goes Shaw looking to collect the ball, but he says, no, I might have an opportunity this time. And there is Shaw. Goes across field before he's being swooped upon by the Red and Blues. And there is Josh Wood from Raymond Terrace. Only 8 k's away here from Maitland. Raymond Terrace. So the Hunter Valley playing host to a mammoth Rugby League carnival today as a penalty goes to the Dogs on their own side of halfway. So with 1.5 minutes remaining in the first half, will they decide to bang it into touch? Yes, exactly what they do. They're just marking their ground on their own 40. Boot to ball. Nathan Everly didn't have to move much. Our touch judge in fluoro yellow here on the western side of the field. So 44 seconds remaining. North Coast Bulldogs leading by 14 points to 6. This is Atkins. Away now to Moore. Surveying his options. Goes into the swimming pool about 10 metres away. Looking to put more points on the scoreboard. Back to shore with a penalty. Time off here as well from the ref. He's going to call out a Newcastle player. Put him in the bin. O'Brien there, and 6 on his back, just going over there to get the lowdown from Rob Morey. So what do they do here? There's 4 seconds remaining. They're going to go for goal. There goes the siren. So the Newcastle Knights are down to 12 men, and they'll be down for 12 men for the next 10 minutes of the second half. To the kick. As you can see, that's the equation. That's the viewpoint. Straight over the black dot. So that's half time here in the Country Rugby League representative final round of 2019. The North Coast Bulldogs, positioned number 1 on the ladder, take us to the halftime drinks. They lead the Newcastle Knights by 14 points to 6 at halftime. The players are off to the sheds, and we're off to a break right here on the Country Rugby League Championships, and we'll be back with the final 35 minutes right on the other side of this. And we're back for the second half at a drenched Maitland Sports Ground. The North Coast Bulldogs, first place on the competition ladder. They got off to a pretty slow start here today. Newcastle were able to score first blood, but the professionalism of the side, we know that. That's why they're coming first on the competition ladder. They've been able to kick into gear. But anything is expected in the next 35 minutes right here. Our referee, Rob Morey, gets the signal, and we're underway. The second half here, and the Dogs bring it back off their own line, and that is White. Delivered the pass to Atkins, and Atkins comes across field, and he's been easy meat there from the Newcastle defenders over the top in Sam Smith. There's Smith again in the tackle along there with Sam Robinson. Will go around the grounds in the other Lorry Daily Cup fixtures when we get a moment. Let's see what can come of this. There's a lost ball. So early pressure from the Knights. Thomas Cant in there for Newcastle, trying to fire his charges up along with Noah Ryan. So the Tigers are leading the Titans by 24 points to 12. Half time, Rams 16, leading the Tigers 4. Got the Dragons 24 to 10 over the Bulls, so they're up by 14 points. Morrie Breen Oval, we've got the Colts in control by 10 points to 6. And back here is the Dogs leading the Knights by 14 points to 6 as Newcastle have lost the ball and the Bulldogs go away and collect the football. And they're cleaned up right on their own 30-metre line. So Monta goes to dummy half. They now fire it across the back line, and with the ball, this is Jordan Moore with a penalty coming. Holding down for too long in the tackle, our referee says, on Noah Ryan. So they're going to boot the ball in towards touch and find the touchline. They do, about 30 metres out from the Newcastle Knights line. So the North Coast Bulldogs, leading the competition here in the Lorry Daily Cup, are looking for a football. And the football has been found, and they take the tap. They're about 10 metres out from that Western touchline, and who wants to come onto it now? They're saying, let's cut out one to go out wider, and this is Roberts from Maxville. He's going to be claimed about 21 metres out from the goal line, plays it back to now to Sarkeo. He offloads a pass back to Howell, and he goes charging down to the 10-metre line. Newcastle back on their own goal line as they go for a dig from dummy half, and back to Moore. Can he get there? He's lost the ball. He's lost it. Well, he was trying to do his best, and that's all we can hope. But a jolting tackle by the Knights has seen the ball come out, and they've left off the hook and back out to the 30-metre line. They now come. So Newcastle coming forward again now through Romano Cook from the Western Suburbs Rosellas. He's flung into the ground just short of the halfway line. That was a flat pass there coming from O'Brien. Referee said that was okay. Newcastle to the 40. So 20 metres in from that eastern touchline. Back again across now to Whitfield. He's down to the 30. Rain. Looks like it's lightened up in the last few minutes as we see Newcastle coming forward. This is Ryan down to the 20 with 20 on his back. Away now through the hands of O'Brien. He now finds Cook, and he's been smothered and brought down there from Long. Last tackle now for the Knights. Back across again now to O'Brien. They're going to kick in towards the in-goal area. They're slipping and sliding and diving and water splashing and everything else in between. Didn't make the in-goal area, and the Dogs are back out to their own 10-metre line. And look at that defence over the top there from Sam Robinson. Only lives up the road from East Maitland. So the future generation on display for rugby league here today as the Dogs truck it under their arm and come forward again. Sakeo, he's out to the 30. We've had 5 minutes of the second half here at the Maitland Sports Ground. That's the 40-metre line they're going to set behind. So last tackle now for the Bulldogs. Where's the dummy half? It came late. Off the boot now. High from White. Ball's going to come down for Ryan. But he's lost it, and he's not happy. He's saying to the referee, surely that went back towards my own goal line. But our referee was right on the spot and made the correct decision in the end. So the scrum feed will go to the away side. And they'll get to feed it. The dog just getting a bit of attention there from one of his trainers. Looks like Cole Rickard is the trainer. Just dropping behind the scrum there. Along there with Alison Wilson. 2 of 3 trainers out there for the Dogs this afternoon. Lee Howarth, the 3rd trainer. So the clock has been stopped. 29 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in this clash. The final regulation round as we head into semi-final football here in the Country Rugby League for the representative season. Final start in a few weeks' time. Then the big grand final day at Mudgee at Glen Willow. A mammoth day for Mudgee coming up on grand final day in the weeks ahead. You'll be able to watch that live and exclusive right here on the Country Rugby League stream. So the Dogs are attacking, leading by 10 points. Sakeo, he's within 4 metres. Where's White? It's gone behind him. It's a bit of tunnel ball. Newcastle pounce, and they have to. And Neen collects them. So they're about 13 metres out from the opposition's line. That's Roberts. Last tackle now for the Dogs. They're going to back their own ability, but Newcastle backing their own abilities well in defence and has stopped the Dogs from any trick in the book that they might have been able to throw at Newcastle right there. So they let off the hook the Knights. Lost ball. Could bring a penalty. It does bring a penalty. Hands in the play the ball. A welcomed penalty for the Red and Blues as they kick for touch. And they find the line 30 metres out. So 20 metres out from halfway. Newcastle are about to take the tap. With 27 minutes remaining in the match. More in the tackle from the Dogs. So Newcastle angling it now through Harry Whitfield. Up the road here in the coalfields. Hailing from Cessnock. Played a lot of his football with the Cessnock Junior Goannas. Look out for him in the years to come, especially in the Newcastle Rugby League, as this is O'Brien putting in the kick downfield. But Shaw diffuses it sensationally. That's why he's the fullback, coming up with plays like that. Now to Clark. Just beyond his own 20. Now to Burns. So give it to me. Let's try and get outside our own 40. That's certainly their intention right here, right now, and that's exactly what they do. Good roll forward from the Bulldogs. 42 out. Last play. They've got an overlap. There goes the kick. It's come off a Knights player. but Newcastle go back away and clean it up. Lema. I think you'll find that's him in with 2 on his back. It is indeed from Central Charlestown. It looks like Jack Jackson going to be put out onto the park very shortly. From Andrew Fawcett, the coach of the Knights. This is Cook from Western Suburbs as the rain starts to intensify once more. Let's see how far this ball can roll. Right back on the goal line. Lima coming through, and also there is James Johnson. So Newcastle will get a penalty here, and it's good timing as well. Newcastle were down to 12 men. Now they're back to their 13 contingent. So Newcastle are back to 13. As Greason takes the tap. And Brock is down now to the 20-metre line. So Cook cuts out one. Gives it away. O'Brien offloads it back to Cant. He's within 2 metres. Comes back away to Robinson. He's not going anywhere. In down he goes. 2 metres out from the goal line. Here come the Newcastle Knights. Back away to Greason. He's sliding towards the line. Can't get there. Cook waiting patiently in a dummy half. Back to Ryan. Cuts out one. Lima with the ball. He's been dragged towards touch. Can't go into touch. He'll play the ball. Last tackle now. That's Johnson. Back away to Ryan. He kicks one in towards the in-goal area. The Bulldogs are back there and they've got the ball and they turn defence into attack before they've been banged down there from Langdon right on their own 10-metre line. Well, that was a nice passage of play there by the Knights. Dogs retaliated well, stopped them from getting over the line. Nice passage of intensity there in the Country Rugby League Championships. This is the under-18s. We're at the Maitland Sports Ground and tucking under his arm now. This time it's Big Madden from Kempsey. You'd expect no other. He'll play the ball back now. Away this time again to Moore. He's from Marricksville, just up the road from Kempsey. Last tackle now. Where's the kick going to come? Off the left boot this time is Shaw. He pumps it downfield. Taken nicely over there by Langdon. And he's going to get a penalty. Penalty for his own efforts. More importantly, the Bulldogs were not back the 10 metres from the... So a penalty goes to the Knights. So off the boot now, this time, of Lachlan O'Brien. And he finds the touchline. He finds the flag over there from Nathan Everly as well. Got Nathan Everly hovering over there on the eastern touchline, and we've got Lachlan Ballard over here on the western side. Through the Newcastle Rugby League competition. So they're 30 metres out. Newcastle looking to claw their way back into that contest. Penalty coming. So they're getting a few piggyback penalties here now, Newcastle. And Noah Ryan with 20 on his back, the orchestrator, clapping intensely to rev up his side. There's only 10 points in it. Still a lot more of rugby league left in this match. That's Josh Wood from Raymond Terrace. Back to Cook. He's in a dummy half. He gets the pass away to the big number 19. He'll play the ball back now, 20 metres out from the Bulldogs goal line. Back away now, away to Ryan. Throws the dummy, goes himself. Can he get there? He's close. He's held up. No try for the Knights. So opportunity again for Newcastle on the back of mammoth of possession. So 6 more tackles now for Newcastle. as it comes back away this time now to Greetson. He charges within the line. Back on their goal line of the Bulldogs. Newcastle trailing by 16 points to 6 here in the Country Rugby League. There goes the kick of the chase from O'Brien. Can he get it back? No, he can't. Diffusing the back there from Shaw. We're going to have a goal line dropout. Well, that's what we know from Newcastle, and that's what we've come to expect from this side, who are 4th on the competition ladder, taking on the red-hot favourites here in the Lorry Daily Cup. The North Coast Bulldogs just clicked onto the coverage. They've played 4. The Bulldogs, they've won 3. They've drawn 1. They've got the best attack in the competition and the best against. And they're leading the charge on 7 points. This is the final regulation round. We take a week off next week, and then we get into semi-final football before all roads lead to Mudgee on grand final day for the finals of the Country Rugby League competition for 2019. The final, of course, will be played on the 6th of April. We're out there at Glen Willow last year for the Country Rugby League. A fantastic stadium, just like this up here in Maitland. Last year we had the likes of Ruan Sims in the commentary box, with Lorry Daily as well. We're hoping they'll be able to join us on grand final day. So put that in the diary, the 6th of April. Grand final day for the Rugby League out in Mudgee. And the semi-finals from the 30th of March. So coming up next, we have the Women's Country Championships, all live streamed on Bar TV Sports, the official provider for a couple of years now. Plenty of games going on today in all parts of New South Wales. It's not easy putting a competition like this together, especially with live streams. But so far it's gone off without a hitch. Speaking of hitches, the rain hasn't been kind to us today, but the ground, considering what's happened in the last hour or so, it's not in bad condition. We know that the drainage is quite good up here at Maitland as well, especially down towards the southern end of the field, which is where the Newcastle Knights are coming onto the football. So 10 points the margin here, as we see Newcastle again now through Noah. He flocks the pass out the back, and taking it for this time it's Jackson. He's going to be cut down about 5 metres out from the goal line. The Bulldogs back on their own goal line. Back to Noah. He sends it out wider. O'Brien, he comes short. Back to Kent. Can he go all the way? Yes, he can. Thomas Kent crashing over for Newcastle with 20 minutes remaining. 16 points to 10 with a kick to come, and that kick will come from 5 metres to the left-hand side of the post. Long way to go in this match. Stay with us right here on the Country Rugby League live stream. This game is not over until the big fat lady sings. She's warming up the vocals, but plenty of time to get a few songs in between now and full time. 16 to 10. Newcastle, we just spoke about the pendulum. It was swinging back into their favour off the back of possession, and that possession has now turned into points. And the Bulldogs, well, they're just saying to themselves, guys, we're still up by 6 points. Still 19 minutes remaining in this contest, but we can't clock off just yet. Here's the kick from right in front. It's a beauty. Straight over the black dot. Here in the Country Rugby League Championships. So 16 points to 12 of the Country Rugby League scoreboard with 19 minutes remaining here. Are we in for a cliffhanger? Can the Bulldogs replicate their winning form in the final 18 minutes? Or will the Knights lift? So there's the kickoff. We're back underway here at the Maitland Sports Ground. And Newcastle bringing it back now through Brock Hunt. He charges back with vigour, and he's been tackled there from Roberts. They go from dummy half, back then out of Neen. He picks up good valuable metres. He picks up 2-3 metres for the Knights. That's the 30-metre line again. Backer comes now to Greeken. He tucks it under his arm and takes it back out to the 40-metre line. This is the Country Rugby League as Noah turns it away to Jackson. And he takes it to the halfway line, but he's lost the ball. Turned over, and the Dogs come back up with it. And that's Parkinson from the Macleay Valley. You can hear that rain coming through our effects mic. But will it stop the Dogs' party? They're having a party in the rain so far here, the Bulldogs. That's the second tackle. Leading by 16 points to 12. They've lost it. Well, speaking of that rain, that's what happens when it comes down like it is right now. Handling errors. But considering everything, the handling errors of this match, it's been quite impressive from both sides. Hasn't been too much drop ball. And we've got 17 minutes remaining. We'll go around the grounds on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. It's a close one between the Titans and the Tigers. It's 22 points to 20 as we see the Knights back out towards the halfway line. A try to the Western Rams out in Bathurst. They lead the Tigers by 24 points to 4. The Dragons leading the Bulls 34 to 16. And at Murray Breen Oval, it's the Colts 16 leading the Central Coast 6. And back here at the Maitland Sports Ground, it's the Bulldogs leading by 16 points to 12. And the referee has said, come back here in Rob Morey. He's going to put down the scrum. 40 metres out from the Bulldogs line. As the coach is Darren Dark. So Newcastle will feed it. Andrew Fawcett in the front row of the grandstand. He's the Newcastle Knights coach on his walkie-talkie as we speak. The ball in possession now of Noah Ryan. That's him with 20 on his back. So he's just waiting now for the scrum to be formed. And Rob Morey says put it in. And it comes out. And that's O'Brien taken down there. So Miller goes across the field. This is Cant. And the ball's just gone straight through his bread basket. And it's come out the other side after he's picked up that try in the 58th minute to the Knights. So the rain's just eased off a little bit here. If we don't get any rain over the next 15-20 minutes, the drainage system really does kick in here at the Maitland Sports Ground, home of the Maitland Pumpkin Pickers in the Newcastle Rugby League competition. Second year this redevelopment has pleased the spectators from what this ground was compared to what it is today in 2019. Really is chalk and cheese and something that the Maitland faithful can come to love. Of course, we had the National Rugby League trial up here last weekend between the Knights and the Cronulla Sharks. And last year, the Knights came here to play the Parramatta Eels. Mind you, being thumped on both occasions by the Sharks and the Eels in corresponding pre-season trials. So the Dogs will go high to the air this time. And that is Jones. Pressure. It's toe to head. This could be a try. They're over. Going all the way is Montana. Well, it was an awkward bounce. It came straight off the leg, straight back into Montana, and he's gone over for the Dogs, and they lead now by 20 points to 12, and we're going to have a kick that come from right up to the right-hand side of the post by a couple of metres. Well, that was just unlucky, wasn't it? I think so. Let us know what you think at home too. Just an unlucky bounce. But that's what rugby league does. And you've got to be on the spot to capitalise right at those pivotal moments. And as we're about to see on the Bar TV replay at home, they created their own luck. And it didn't come much easier than that for Montana. Crashed over to put the scoreboard out by 20 points to 12. So now the kick, kicking towards the northern end of the field. Shaw bangs this one straight between the black dot. Eats them up for breakfast. 22 to 12, 10-point ball game here at the Maitland Sports Ground. So coming up after this clash, we've got the women's. Newcastle and Hunter taking on the North Coast Bulldogs, and then we'll launch into the under-23s. Newcastle and Hunter also taking on the Bulldogs. What a day for rugby league up here in the Hunter. Nice crowd building as well throughout the day. And now looks like the water that was lodged on this field is certainly being drained from the drainage system. Still few heavy clouds hovering from above as we see a tiny knock on here from the Doggies. Right on their own 40-metre line. So Newcastle looking to get to the scrum fairly quickly here. They know time's against them. It's only 10 points. 2 tries in 10 minutes. Definitely not out of the equation. They've been pretty much starved of possession in the last 10-15 minutes. We know what the Knights can do when they certainly can turn it on. That's Ryan out the back door. Will they give it away? This is Neen. He tries to take them on and takes the ball down to the 30-metre line. He'll play the ball back now, waiting patiently. That's Miller. He goes away from the right-hand side. He now finds Robinson, and he's going to be cut down the centre of the field. They come back to the left-hand side of the park. Newcastle, look at the run. Running with Vega and Stamina right here. That's the 10-metre line. Dogs back on their own goal line as Newcastle through O'Brien cuts out one. Is there a try coming in the corner? Regan, he's claiming the try. Referee, he's going to be happy and gives a try to Hayden Regan. So whilst there is life, there is hope for the Newcastle Knights. We just said then, looked like they were lifting. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, and Regan from Greta Brankston crashes over in the corner, and it's now 22 points to 16 with a kick to come. With plenty of time remaining on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. The Knights huddling in towards the middle of the field saying, boys, there's plenty of time to go. Let's keep our cool. The Dogs saying, come on boys, let's muscle up. We can't let this one slip. Let's go around the grounds in the other Lorry Daily Cup matches getting underway this afternoon. We've got the Panthers leading the Colts by 14 points to 6. Oh, there's a tight one between the Tigers and the Titans. Locked up at 26 all. But now the Titans have been able to kick the goal. And it's now 28-26. In other games, we've got the Rams over the Tigers by 24-4. The Dragons leading by 34-16 over the Bulls. With the Colts 16 over Central Coast 6. And back here we've got a 10-point ball game as the kick went to the left-hand side of the post. So 22-16. 6 points the margin. Eight minutes remaining as the Knights to the 40. Angling it back on the inside. That was Noah Ryan. Trying to get Newcastle going at every opportunity. The 19. To the 40. Here he is again. Ryan goes high into the air. But Montana has been pushed back towards his own goal line. Terrific defence by Newcastle's Harvey Neville. Newcastle here not giving the Dogs much opportunity coming off their own goal line. And Noah Ryan says, not only am I a good kicker and attacking player, I'll also take you into the ground here in a strong defensive worker. There he is again downstairs. Noah Ryan. Assisted there from Sam Smith. In there again. Will they kick inside 40? That's what they do. Looking for a 40-20. It's going to be tapped off the boot there by Kuru. Steps, and he runs straight back into the Dogs' defence. 25 metres out. Newcastle with a penalty. Referee saying the Dogs not back the 10. So 6 minutes remaining. Newcastle are going to find touch a couple of metres inside the Dogs' territory. So they're getting valuable metres and territory. They take the tap. It's the 30-metre line. Just under 5 minutes remaining on the scoreboard. Greason charges down to the 10. Here come the Knights. Back away now to Ryan. He gives a pass back to Smith. He's over. Try to the Knights. They've got a kick to level things up on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. Well, that all came from the penalty. And then all of a sudden, two terrific runs. And the Knights back within 2. And how important is this kick going to be from Zach Miller? There he is on the screen right now. Zach Miller. He knows it's going to be a kick with a lot of patience. Just imagine his heart rate right now. Talk about pressure. This to lock us up at 22-all. He's brought the ball back 15 metres. He's about 15 metres to the right-hand side of the post. Moves in, strikes it. No pressure whatsoever for Zach Miller. Try converted. 22-all with 4 minutes remaining in the match. So we're into field goal territory now. No golden point in the Country Rugby League. There goes the kick. It's deep. And Newcastle bring it back off their own goal line. That's Langdon. Talk about lifting Newcastle here out to the 30. The Dogs back with the referee on their own on the 40. This is Smith. Still going out towards halfway. Plays the ball. Newcastle here. What's their option? It's the last. They're going to put it onto the boot. Downtown it goes. Trying to put the ball into touch. They might end up putting a dog very close to that touchline as well, but the Dogs have done tremendously well to stay into the field of play. They've lost the ball. Newcastle celebrating like they've won the grand final. The Dogs here. Giving Newcastle a golden chance. With 3 minutes remaining. The Knights back from the dead. With 2 minutes remaining, they're on the attack. Away now to Neen. He steps, he weaves, he pivots, he straightens up, and he runs straight there into Williams. 4 metres out, as you can see on your laptop, as they go from dummy half. Back to Miller. He's 2 metres out. 22-22 in a thriller here at Maitland. As the ball now comes away, they spin it out wide. This is Kuru. He's tackled there. The Lightning fullback, 5 metres out from the Dogs line. Back to Smith. Smith, can he get there? No, he can't. Newcastle, they're spread to the right-hand side of the field. 2 minutes remaining in the match as it comes back to now to Jackson. Jackson, can he offload? He doesn't. It's the last tackle now. Who will go for a field goal? It comes back there now to Ryan. Not the best field goal you'll see. It's a grubber towards the goal post. And now the Bulldogs, they've come up with the ball and they've got it 20 metres out from their own line. What a match. This is the Country Rugby League. And what about the impact there? Coming from Sam Smith. Trying to force the error from the North Coast Bulldogs. The Dogs coming off their own 40-metre line. 1 minute remaining in the match. They've got numbers to the left. Can they come this way? They're going to do the one-out stuff. Backed it out of Howie. He tucks it under his arm and takes it to the 40-metre line. Last tackle now for the Bulldogs outside the 40. There goes the kick downfield. It bounces away from Kuru. Lema picks it up and he's been met there by Michael White. Now coming off the line is Johnson. Johnson up towards the 40-metre line. They're trying to get the ball back, the Dogs. Inside 30 seconds remaining on the Country Rugby League scoreboard. Will we have a draw? 22 apiece. They're 42 metres out from the Dogs line. Newcastle now. They come back away now to Whitfield. And the big Cessnock Goenna. He takes them down to the 30. It's the last tackle now. Will they go for a drop goal? They're going to go for it, but they've hooked it to the left. They had the distance, but it's just gone to the left-hand side of the post. So the siren's about to go. There it is. It's full time. Full time here in the Lorry Daily Cup. 22 all. Well done to both sides. A frantic effort by the Newcastle Knights to get back into the contest and to, at the 70th minute, to have us locked up at 22 all. What a match. And it's produced the Newcastle Knights and the North Coast Bulldogs putting on a fabulous contest under difficult conditions here at Maitland. But it's full time and it's a draw in the Lorry Daily Cup.